So the topic of this video today is really data, information, and knowledge. And here you see business intelligence, but we're going to address wisdom versus business intelligence. I'm going to share my opinion about it. So now, how to apply this concept in your business life? So you've heard many times that knowledge is power. Maybe you've seen this data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. There is even a pyramid about it. And I'm going to share my vision of the data, information, knowledge, and business intelligence. And also, obviously, we have to talk about risk management, because if you want to use this practically in your projects, risk management is very important to the success of your project. And also the cycle of the data and information knowledge and how you should use it in every project to improve your results and your success. So now let's address knowledge is power. So is it really powerful just to know something? As an example, you just read a book, you just read a very fabulous article, you've listened to a podcast, you've watched a nice YouTube video, you have more knowledge than you had before. But if you don't do anything with this knowledge, so that won't bring anything new to you. So I think that the main thing about the power of the knowledge is really what you do with the knowledge. That's what brings power to you, not the knowledge itself. So keep that in mind, that yes, you can learn as much knowledge as you want, but if you don't do anything, if you don't take actions, if you don't make decisions out of this knowledge, it's going to be useless. So let's talk about data, information, knowledge, and wisdom in that case. So data management is about collecting data from multiple sources. They don't seem to be related or correlated to each other at the beginning, and that's okay. They can be from Wikipedia, can be from other API connections that you have. If you know what APIs are, it could be from your insight sources of your organizations, and that makes sense. One thing you have to be careful with data is you have to make sure you are getting quality data right at the beginning. This is very important. And you can start to do some categorizations, like basic categorization at this level. So, but overall, this is like aggregated data from multiple sources. The second thing is information management. This is where you start to look at your data from any sources, and you start to organize them, label them, transfer them in a way that makes sense to you in a very simple manner. You start to interpret the data that is from different sources, and you bring that to become more pertinent to your business decisions and your market. The other level, the knowledge management level, is to analyze, visualize, look at the information, do some experiments about it, and look at the relevance of the information and bring it all together. So you start to have some judgment about the information, about the data, but you start to understanding, you start to have how it happens, how these things are happening in my market, in my organizations, related to different things. Could be processes, could be your people, could be a technology, could be some competitors. But you start to have some knowledge about what's happening from the information that is coming from the data. And the last one is wisdom. And in our case, we're talking about business intelligence. So it makes more sense to use business intelligence than wisdom. This is why I prefer to use that. I'm going to keep using that for the rest of this presentation. But it's all about trying to predict the future. This is really where you're trying to extract as much information and knowledge as possible to predict the future by amalgamating this knowledge with other knowledge and put that in the context of your business to make better decisions and take actions about it. So this is about proactivity, in a sense that based on what you gathered and what you understood, you should do this plan versus another plan, or make this decision versus another decision. So now let's look at the pyramid. Look at the pyramid this way. So you can see that with this representation, you have like a lot of data coming from multiple sources. And from that data, you are collecting them, mixing them to get information within your information management process. And from that, as we said earlier, you're creating knowledge, and from the knowledge and the context and other knowledge from other sources, you get your business intelligence specific to your needs, specific to your business, and specific to your projects. So that's a typical way of looking at it. If you go on Wikipedia, you'll find something similar. But I prefer to look at it this way, like a funnel. So the data is flowing in as information and flowing down as knowledge, and you have like BI. So it is smaller in a sense, you don't get a lot of BI in quantity, but it is good quality. This is a pinnacle, but reversed. And if you look at this way of the screen, you'll see that data, it's kind of a bunch of numbers, a bunch of things coming from different sources. So by doing some basic interpretation, some analysis, you can amalgamate a few things together, and that starts to make sense. It starts to be pertinent to your market, to you, and your business. And again, another visual is if you take these pieces of information and they make sense together, you can amalgamate them or join them together to create knowledge. So again, it's only a visual representation, but hopefully it makes sense to you. And from that, and if you associate or you put that in the context and you bring other knowledge from other sources, from you or external sources, you can take decisions, you can make decisions and take actions based on that BI. So that's, I think, for me, I like to see it this way more than the pyramid. So, and if you can look at it, you look at it on the what, how, why, famous why that we always talking about. The what is about data and information, what's happening, what's out there, what is in your market based on facts, on numbers, on quantitative information. But when you start to be the knowledge in the BI level, you start to think about the how it's happening. You start to understand what's happening in your market, what's happening in your organization, and this is the how piece of it. But as you can see, that doesn't fit. Like the why starts to be there in the knowledge because you know why it's happening. And by knowing why it's happening, you can react to it. You can act on it and do something about it proactively. So this is the BI piece of it. So now let's address the risk management. You must assess the risk in every project that you're undertaking. This is key. So it is not like being pessimistic or being negative about your project. If you assess the risk, you can plan ahead and make sure that it's going to be a successful project. And one sentence that I heard a while ago that I like very well is a pessimistic person is an optimistic with experience. So that tells everything. I really like it. So hopefully you like it too. And what you see here in this slide, what's new is this decisional process bar. As you can see, it's red on the top, green at the bottom. And I guess you're getting what I mean by this is if you're only basing or making decisions based on data only, all separated and all unrelated, that's nothing. It's just because you have one number, one percentage, that it's everything for you and you should make a decision. So this is, if you get to the information level, it's getting less risky. If you go to the knowledge level, even less, and the BI level. So at this level, you have less risk because you understand what, you understand how, and why it's happening, and why you should address it, and why you should invest in something. We'll go through an example very soon. So this is the risk management piece. So now let's look at an example that I prepared for this video. So let's say you are doing sales, you're using the social networks, social medias that you have that make sense to you. So what you get in terms of data and hopefully quality data, and those platforms are providing a bunch of data that you can take and you can download, you can look at and take some notes. So, but they're all unrelated to each other, most of them, especially if they are coming from different sources. So, but they are mainly numbers at this level in my example. So from that, let's say we are doing a quick analysis. We are interpreting these numbers in, let's say, a smarter way, but a simple way, is you say that social networks help my sales. That's it, simple one. Second one is the sales are strong, not necessarily on social networks, maybe from a different source. Sales are strong in a specific age group. So two pieces of information, not necessarily related, but coming from the data of your sales and social networks. So now in terms of the knowledge level, what you start to understand is, okay, if I invest more money in social networks targeting this age group with a specific product that you know they like, this is a knowledge, no actions yet, but you understand now, okay, that makes sense to invest more money in there because that's going to help our bottom line in our company. So again, in terms of the BI, now you know that you can take the decision of going after this market by creating a very good marketing plan, attacking this age group more aggressively with more money, because you know now and you understand why it makes sense for your business to address this market. Instead of looking at only the numbers and say, hey, it's going well on social networks, I should invest, I should make more money there, I should put more money there. So why? Why you should do that? Why? This is at the BI level that you understand it. Now another piece of information related to the data information knowledge, it is the cycle of that. So again, another visual to show you that by getting data from multiple sources, as we know now, and we go through the data information knowledge piece of it. So from that, at that level, at the knowledge level, you have the knowledge now. So what do you do with that knowledge in this cycle? You communicate this knowledge and you make sure that your stakeholders, could be your partner, employees, and whatever the C-level suite in your business, or even your business partner, make sure it's well understood. From that, you can take a decision. You can make a decision, and you formulate an action plan, and now you start to implement that plan, which is a project example of going after this age group with your social network. This is your plan. So by doing this or by executing this plan, you're going to get results, and the results you can gather data, and from that data, you recycle it, you re-inject it in your cycle as new data, and you start to go the same process again, and you keep doing that, and this is how you can improve your competitive, your presence in your market by being more competitive and fighting and beating your competition. So this is the DIK cycle. So in summary here, start to collect data ASAP, but make sure it is quality data. You look at them, filter them, put somebody on it, or external resources or internal resources, but make sure that what you're going to use as your business intelligence at the end is based on good quality data. So take some time to analyze the data, again, to look at the quality, but also how you can do some basic interpretation. And from that, you extract the information, and you have those pieces, again, not totally related to each other, but the goal is to see the links, to see the patterns, and see what makes sense. And you convert that, or these pieces of information, into knowledge, and you share and communicate that knowledge with your stakeholders. And from that, you decide and you act on this knowledge. If you act on this knowledge, that's where the power comes in, not the knowledge itself, as you recall. And you collect the results and you repeat again. So that's the good cycle of data information knowledge. So if you liked my video and you're a business owner, please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to do more and more videos that should help you to be better at making decisions and in taking actions. And we'll show concepts and we'll show other tips and hints that in the future that should help you. So welcome to your channel.